And good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Edwardsville High School here in the city of Edwardsville. I'm Todd Duke and Chris Kettler alongside as we get you set for this game, soccer style, between Collinsville and Edwardsville. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties getting us on the air, had a whole pregame show planned for you and all, but alas, when we went live the first time, we had no audio whatsoever. Tried to figure out what was wrong with it, couldn't, so what do? You just reboot the whole computer and everything came back on once it came back up online. So, I don't know, Chris Kettler, you figure it out.
That's beyond me and way above my pay grade, bro.
Yes.
Excited here for this soccer matchup.
All right. So, we apologize to Cullip Jennings Florists because we are not going to be able to get in the pregame show today. So, we will play the pregame interview that I had with Collinsville head coach Rob Lugge at halftime for you instead of during the pregame show. So we're just about ready to get underway. The two teams have been announced. The national anthem has been played for Edwardsville. Their goalkeeper will be Tyler Frolick. In front of him, you have senior A.J. Sullivan, followed by another senior, Kenny Bond, senior Josh Reed, Tyler Teppen, also a senior, Seth Goodman in that category, as well as Ethan Miracle. Cooper Nolan is a junior. Back to the seniors in Bryce Glisson and Bryce Brosho, and then the junior, Caden Lieberman, will round out the starters for Edwardsville. For Collinsville, Tate Wyatt will be in goal. In front of him, you will find all seniors, except for the last guy I'll mention. Ethan Wilhold, Trey Shibush, Luke Liljegren, Spencer Pies, Donovan Scott Gass, Logan Whitehead, Elvis Campos, Zach Covey, Trey Simpson, and the only junior starter tonight for Collinsville is going to be Spencer Vlasic, and of course Donovan Scott Gass coming off of a hat-trick game in Collinsville's last game at Highland, Chris, and all three of his goals came in the first half.
Yeah, big game for him. Kahok's continued their winning ways, putting it on Highland there the other night. CBC game was canceled due to the weather factors, and we'll see them next week.
Collinsville will be in all whites here tonight. Sun shining right into the camera right now, and it'll be gone here in probably about a half hour or so, so our sight lines and your sight lines will be a little better. Collinsville dressed in all white, numbers in purple on the front and the back. Tate Wyatt is dressed all in green in the Kahok goal to our left. To our right, you'll find the Edwardsville Tigers, black shorts, orange shirts, and they have a little black and white going on the sleeves. And in goal will be Tyler Frolick, and Frolick will be wearing black shorts with black socks pulled all the way up to his knees and a pink shirt. Frolick, 160 minutes in goal this year. He is 2-0 with a 1.50 goals against average and a save percentage right around 70 as we are underway. Ball comes all the way down to Wyatt, and Wyatt takes care of it. For Tate, 520 minutes. He is 6-0-1 on the year. He is a 1.08 goals against average, and his save percentage is right at 85%. And anytime you can get above 80, Chris, that's saying something about your goalkeeper.
The defense is keeping it away from him, but when he's had to step up, Tate Wyatt's done that job and denied the offenses of the other teams.
Junior varsity Kahawks lost to Edwardsville 2-0. The Edwardsville Tigers with a goal in each half, and thus blanking your Collinsville Kahawks on the junior varsity side. Here we are just underway. And again, we apologize for no pregame show, but we did get everything turned back on and up and running in time to get this game in. We were going to look at the possibility of just giving you a video-only look at a soccer game, but lo and behold, rebooting the computer actually worked. So how about that? Scoreless just early on, 1 minute, 10 seconds into this game, as Tate Wyatt sends it all the way back out to midfield off of the head there of Seth Goodman for Edwardsville. And now Collinsville with it at midfield. Campos sends it back to the defense, and now the defense and Zach Covey trying to send it up for a scoring opportunity, but that one eluded Campos. Campos turns around, has to follow the ball now as Edwardsville tries to make a push as they come up, trying to score a goal. A nice defensive stop there by Ethan Wilhold, but the ball stays down into the Edwardsville offensive zone. Over on the far side, that's Bryce Glisson. Glisson with it, cuts across the middle, puts a pass, trying to find Cooper Nolan on the run, cutting up through the middle. Couldn't find him. Instead, he found the foot of one of the Kahawks, and now the Kahawks with it, and they send the ball all the way down. And scooping the ball up out of goal is Tyler Frolick, the junior goalkeeper for Edwardsville. Now play at midfield. I'm trying to use one of the beams here in the booth to dodge around the sun so I can actually see. It is bright and sunny here in this booth, and I'm not complaining at all. After a whole weekend's worth of rain, I'm glad to see some sunshine, and apparently it's going to be with us all week too.
Edwardsville forcing the issue here a little bit, making the Kahok's play some defense. The Kahok's are still trying to learn how this new turf here at Edwardsville is going to play out.
Yeah, brand new turf looks really nice. I was down there walking around on it earlier, and it's nice and cushiony. It'll get some wear and tear on it over the next few years, and it'll look like everybody else's by about the time 2020 rolls around. Collinsville still back on their heels, playing a little defense, trying to feel things out a little bit, and that ball was going to be whistled offside anyway. As coming into the box with it was Bryce Glisson, and Collinsville will get this started with a free kick all the way over on the other side. That'll be Zach Covey handling those duties there, and he'll send the ball up past midfield off of Logan Whitehead. Logan Whitehead and Luke Liljegren lead this team with 7 goals apiece. Talked about Spencer Pies in the pregame show with Collinsville coach Rob Lukey. I wanted to talk about Pies because he doesn't have any goals scored, but he is the team leader in assists, so I figured that was an important aspect of the game too. We'll play that pregame interview for you at halftime since we did not get an opportunity to. Here is Liljegren. Liljegren, oh, and he banks it off of the goalie Frolic, and then one of the defenders for Edwardsville couldn't get there in time to stop the ball, and Liljegren makes the most of Collinsville's first shot. Kahawks up 1-0.
We talked about Pies, and he set that up to send that up towards Liljegren as it went off a Edwardsville player's head and just snuck past the defender there, and it gave Liljegren enough working room to beat the goalie Frolic.
Frolic came out to cut down on the angle.
Yeah, tough angled shot. Like I say, it was all set up by Pies, sending it up there in the box.
I forgot to stop the clock, so we're a little behind on the clock.
I'm looking exactly when he got it, but 4 minutes in now.
36-12 was the time left on the clock. So about 3 minutes and 45 seconds or so into this game. Collinsville's first shot on goal counts.
Yeah, first real any kind of chance, and they get the goal.
Yeah, Liljegren scores his team-leading 8th. Pies gets his team-leading 6th assist. Now Collinsville back on defense, wanting to add some more. Collinsville has really struggled over the years against this Edwardsville soccer team. 5-18-2 over the last 19 years as Edwardsville gets an opportunity. That gets past Wyatt, but it just goes past the near post and off of Wyatt, so Edwardsville will get a corner kick out of this. Yeah, 5-18-12 over the last 19 years, but fortunately for Collinsville, 2 of those wins have been in the postseason, and 2 of them have been the last 2 years. Edwardsville has had Collinsville's number for a number of years, but the Kahawks have kind of turned the tables over the last couple of years, knocking out Edwardsville in the Granite City Regional and then in the Rock Island Super Sectional last year. And that one goes right to Wyatt. He just uses that tall body and that tall reach, and he just reached up there and grabbed that one before anyone else could get any body part on it. Wyatt sets the ball down, sends it out. Edwardsville, probably quite surprised to be trailing 1-0 after all the pressure they put on Wyatt in the first 4 minutes of this game. Wyatt scoops up another one, and he'll let everybody head on downfield, and he'll send it down there himself. 6 minutes gone here in this first half. Here is Luke Liljegren, the goal scorer. Gets it back into the midfield circle for Spencer Vlasic, and Vlasic sends it up the far sideline, trying to give it a chase down over there is Trey Simpson. He does get there before it goes out of bounds. Now over in the corner kick area, trying to win a battle with one of the defenders, and now we're going to have a whistle on the play, and I think Spencer Vlasic was a little guilty of grabbing the defender and kind of shoving him out of the way there.
They're trying to hold each other up from going to that ball as it was on the end line, and then Vlasic gets the last call on that, holding up the defender.
Edwardsville sends it back out. and out to midfield it goes. Luke Liljegren trying to fight for possession. He'll give it up to Pies now. At midfield, Spencer Vlasic comes up with it, but Edwardsville then takes control, and they'll send it down into the offensive zone, but on one bounce it finds Tate Wyatt, and Tate Wyatt will hold on to it and then send it back out. I don't know if anyone just saw, I just posted it on Facebook a little while ago. Courtney Martin, former Kahawk, got the double overtime golden goal win the other night in her collegiate debut.
Great to see that.
Yeah. Collinsville up 1-0, trying to dig it out of their defensive zone, and passing up on the ball there. Had him hit off the shoulder was Donovan Scott Gass, and that almost turned into a dangerous scoring opportunity for Edwardsville. Now the Tigers still trying to get something going on here. Tate Wyatt has to come way out to his right and make a save before anyone wearing orange can get there. 32-10 left to play here in this first half. Let's go ahead and thank Cullip Jennings Florist. They have a dozen carnations on sale this week for $25. 517 West Clay Street is where you can stop in, check out those weekly specials or anything else that Cullip Jennings Florist has to offer. 344-0404 online, cullipjennings.com. Let's also go ahead and thank Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home that you currently own, or maybe finally getting around to that remodeling job that you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality. They are dedicated to their customers and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Call 618-407-5466 or online at pacedesignconstruct.com.
Seth Goodman, Edwardsville, gets the foul on Liljegren there, and the referee comes over and gives Goodman a little bit of a talking to, and now we continue on.
Free kick coming up for Shibish, and it is, whoa, that one kind of sneaky, almost was going to sneak in right underneath the crossbar, but at the last second, Frolic put his hands up and knocked it over the crossbar. I don't even know if he did. Did it bounce off the crossbar?
No, I think if anything, it might have hit that football post. Frolic just had to keep going back more than he wanted to and had to punch it out.
So Collinsville will get another corner kick, so I guess that means that Frolic did get a hand on it.
Yeah, he punched it out.
Yeah, because if it would have hit the crossbar, then it would be Edwardsville ball. Corner kick coming from Zach Covey. He sends it on its way. It's low, and then off of a head of one of the Edwardsville players. Comes out as a rebound, and Dalen Frecker just couldn't quite get any juice on that ball as he was blocked out front. Bodies go flying down. Kahawk fans wanted to call. They didn't get it. Here comes Edwardsville as they push the ball up the far sideline, but that's picked off by Wilhold. And now back to A.J. Sullivan and Edwardsville. Back out toward the middle. That's Josh Reed. Reed now in a battle, and he gets kind of shoved down from behind. Now back over to this side, near sideline. Pushed up and onto the feet of Luke Liljegren, who has the game's only goal thus far. Collinsville looking for more. That ball gets away after it glanced off of the head of Caden Lieberman for Edwardsville. And Frolic comes out, picks up the ball, and he's ready to send it back out to midfield.
Player going off slowly here for Edwardsville as they stop play. 16.
And just called his name. That's Josh Reed. So instead, they'll bring in Patrick Doolin.
He's off and we're ready to go.
Ball back into play. Oh, man. It was a WWE takedown there at midfield by Spencer Vlasic. No call on the play. Oh, that's going to be a call on Pies. He ran right into the back of Ethan Miracle. Miracle, by the way, leads his team in goals with 6. Collinsville's leader in goals since the goal scored here in this game is Luke Liljegren with 8. Logan Whitehead right behind him with 7. Zane Baker with 5. Elvis Campos with 4, and then a host of Kahawks with 3 goals each. Ball comes out, heading to midfield, but then stopped there by the Edwardsville midfielders as they try to make another push on offense. They'll have to do so a little bit later because here is Logan Whitehead, who comes away with the ball on the far side, races it up line. Over on the far side, they're going to call that offside.
Edwardsville begging for the call there. Seemed to come a little bit late, but they got it. So if it could have been dangerous if they would have stopped playing, never got that call. I've seen Collinsville get burned on arguing for the call, and then you end up with a goal given up.
You play till you hear the whistle.
Ball went way out.
Yeah, it did. All the way over the fence.
No
extra
balls around.
Well, we got a one down here.
It helps when it's
goal
on the
by
other side.
Tate Wyatt. So Edwardsville will bring this ball back out. And they'll do so with just a little pass over here to the near side. Edwardsville chasing it down. The new guy that just came into the game. Oh, no, that's Bryce Glisson. I was talking about Patrick Doolin. There is Brosho. Over on the far side to Doolin. Doolin cuts it back across the middle, gives to A.J. Sullivan. Sullivan trying to move it up as Edwardsville is trying to look for the tying goal. Here is Doolin. He loses that battle for a moment. Oh, there was a nice play there by Trey Simpson. He did not give up on that ball and ended up poking it through the legs of the defender for Edwardsville. But the Tigers get it back, and working it up is Seth Goodman. Goodman gives the ball up, and over here on the near side, that's Sullivan. Sullivan takes a kick to the shin, and that's going to draw a whistle, and Edwardsville is going to get a free kick from about 30 yards out, but it'll be off to Tate Wyatt's right. Kick taken here by A.J. Sullivan. It is on the way and bending sideways and then headed over the goalpost by one of the Edwardsville forwards and out of bounds. So Collinsville dodges a bullet there. And the Kahawks will try to get back on offense here after a Tate Wyatt goal kick. Ball out to midfield. Logan Whitehead tracks it down over on the far side sideline and then tries to chase it down again, but he's not going to get there. Now Frolic has to come out of goal before Luke Liljegren can get there, and immediately Frolic throws it down for Seth Goodman. Goodman brings it up the near side sideline, puts on a move, and gets around Spencer Vlasic, and now trying to thread a pass up to the left wing, and turnaround. Zach Covey had a little contact with the runner, but the runner went down. I thought there was going to be a call, but no call on that one as the Kahawks come back and try to get another offensive chance here. Ball loose, picked up, and moved up by Zach Covey. At midfield now, on to the feet of Trey Shibish. Shibish backs it up, and now forward we go. Frecker. Play taking place on the far side. That ball pushed all the way up the far side sideline. Don't know if it's going to have enough juice to get out of bounds. It won't. And then Edwardsville almost put it out of bounds themselves, deep in their defensive zone. And no call there on Bryce Gleason, almost taking down one of the Kahawks. But a nice play there and a heads-up play by Zach Covey. He used his head on that one very well and just kind of shot that ball right to Tate Wyatt before any damage could be done.
Ref stops playing, goes over here to the Collinsville coaching staff, and maybe talking about that takedown on the right in front of him here. And Coach Hayes seems to be getting the worst of that, and now he grabs a seat.
They want Tate Wyatt to put the ball down. They're not going to let him hold on to it and kick it. They say you have to put it down on the ground and kick it. Play at midfield. Edwardsville trying to push it on up, and they're going to have a little bit of an opportunity here, but they're going to call it offside.
Maybe it was just a step or two ahead of Pies. Awfully close. Kahok will take the offsides call.
Zach Covey will put the ball back into play. He does so all the way down at the other end of the field. Logan Whitehead giving it chase over in the far side corner, and that ball ends up going across the red line, or the end line, touched by Edwardsville. No, they're going to say it was by Logan Whitehead, huh? Wow, that's not the way I saw it from up here.
Say Whitehead had the last touch on it there.
I guess.
Edwardsville player guided it out before he ever touched it again.
Looked like to me he was still inbounds when that ball glanced off of his foot and then straight out of bounds. But whatever, I'm not down there. I'm up here. That's why the referees get paid the big bucks. Well, I don't know about the big bucks, but here is a ball in the box, and they're trying to get it out as Collinsville will hold. Finally gets a hold of it and sends the ball out to midfield. Whistle on the play. Something against the Edwardsville Tigers, as that ball is going to be given to Tate Wyatt for the goal kick restart. Boys soccer is where we are. Let's talk a little bit about the Boys Soccer Booster Club. They have a couple of things coming up. They had a golfing fundraiser that was scheduled for this past weekend, but of course that got rained out along with everything else. So they have rescheduled that for Friday, October the 5th, and they are currently accepting team and whole sponsorships. And then the boys, you can find them at work once again at Culver's Restaurant in Collinsville. Culver's is going to donate up to 15% to Kahok Soccer based upon the gross receipts for that day. They had one on September the 5th. They're doing another one coming up on October the 3rd. So if you'd like some more information on any of that, get in contact with Monette Lawrence. She is the president of the Boys Booster Club. Her email address is dmlawrence, then the number 2, at att.net. Frolic comes up with the ball. And Edwardsville trying to move down to get the equalizer. They had some numbers for a moment, but the Collinsville defense got back. But now Edwardsville still looking to strike, turning the corner over on the far side, getting it right in the middle, but that ball was pushed out of there by Zach Covey. Now it comes out right in front of the net, and then it goes across the end line. Last touched by Edwardsville, so Collinsville will get the ball back.
Wyatt just missed getting his hands on it for the save, but the Tigers knocked it out of bounds anyway, and the Kahok's will get the restart. Some subs will be made here.
A couple of subs for Edwardsville. Ball at midfield. Ashton Kaufman. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in coming from Seth Goodman, right below our broadcast location. Off of Pies, and now sent out by Zach Covey to midfield. Campos trying to chase it down. He can't get there. Edwardsville's players get there and send it back to the defense, trying to move it up and set it up for the offense again. About 4 minutes into this game, Luke Liljegren scored on the very first Kahok shot. Collinsville has 3 shots right now. Edwardsville only has 1. They have the shots and the saves on the scoreboard. How can you have 1 shot but 2 saves? Okay, well shots on offense, saves are on defense. Never mind.
You saved the other team.
Collinsville has 3 shots, 2 saves were made.
Right, it adds
Edwardsville
up.
has 1 shot, 1 save was made.
Right.
It seems like they've had a lot more than 1 shot. They've been down there a lot, but haven't really converted much. Ball ends up out of bounds all the way on the other side.
Our scoreboard can do that, but I'm not sure how to get it on there.
Electronic scoreboards.
Don't want to have to keep track of that anyway.
No, probably not. They are kind of short soccer balls around here, aren't they? I was watching the JV game, and one went out of bounds over there past the scoreboard, and they lost about 45 seconds on the clock while somebody went over there to grab it. Play at midfield. Edwardsville trailing by 1 goal. Shoots the ball down. Now it's a foot race and a shot that goes well wide, and it goes into the practice goal. That one doesn't count, though.
That's the field hockey goal, I
Field
think.
hockey goal, is that what that
I
is?
think so. They got field hockey here.
I know sometimes they bring out smaller goals when they're just practicing soccer. Wyatt ready to send us back, and the kick comes down to midfield, near side sideline, goes past a bunch of players, and Collinsville, they keep the ball in. That's some nice moves going on over there. Now Whitehead gets it. Whitehead puts a shot on goal, and a rocket shot at that. That was a one-skip bounce right to Frolic, and he quickly throws it out and gets it upfield to Jacob Doyle. Doyle now moves it back to Goodman. Goodman and the defense for Edwardsville trying to get it out and create an offensive opportunity of their own. And that is exactly what they're doing. Here's a pass on the left wing to Doyle. Doyle moves back out toward the middle and then leaves the ball for Bryce Glisson. And Glisson kicks it, and it ends up going right off of the body of Ethan Wilhold and out of bounds.
All Glisson could do was turn around and shoot that, and it goes off a Wilhold, and Edwardsville will try to set up this corner. Get some subs in here for both teams.
Yeah, we have to figure out who's going to take this corner kick.
Kick comes in and headed out by Pies. And it will roll for Edwardsville to chase it down and then knocked out of bounds by Gaspar.
And that's where Seth Goodman will take over from there and bring it into Doyle. And Gaspar took a little bit of a tumble there as he tried to corral that ball. Edwardsville working it back on offense, but that's a nice job by Wilhold to stop that on defense, and he'll send that ball all the way down. Frolic will come about 30 yards out of his goal and shoot it right into the Collinsville bench. And in hockey, you would call that icing. Just getting the ball out of bounds to relieve the pressure. There's no out of bounds in hockey, though, so if you shoot the puck into the crowd on purpose, that's a delay of game penalty. See, Blues camp starts Friday. First preseason game is Monday. How about that? Football got underway this past weekend. Baseball heading into their final, 18 games? Something like that?
Baseball almost over.
Yeah.
Basketball starts at the end of the month for preseason. NBA. It's the time of year everything is going on.
Yeah, I like this time of year. I like it when it gets a little bit cooler and you can feel fall in the air. And football and hockey are on the forefront of everyone's minds. I ended up going 10-4 in my football pool over the weekend. Not bad considering week number 1 is usually the week I bomb.
Hopefully you didn't have Buffalo.
Nope, I did not. 16.5 to go here in this first half. Collinsville up 1-0 on a Luke Liljegren goal at about the 3:45 mark or so. And Collinsville has only given up one shot on goal while they have taken 4. They scored on 1. Here's Edwardsville trying to get that second shot on goal and trying to find a way to get the ball in the back of the net to tie this thing up. But the Collinsville defense and their goalkeeper, Tate Wyatt, will have something to say about that. Now over on the far side, Collinsville takes over. That is Donovan Scott Gass, who had the hat trick against Highland in the Kahawks' last game. As Edwardsville then intercepts and moves it up. Here is Glisson. Glisson was trying to shoot the ball over here onto the near side, but the pass eluded Jacob Doyle and goes out of bounds. Collinsville will take over. We have girls volleyball action coming up Thursday night at home against Belleville East before we hit the road and bring you some Friday night football action from O'Fallon as the Kahawks take on the Panthers this Friday night before they host the East St. Louis Flyers for the final time the following Friday. I would assume it is going to be the final time.
Final time for the foreseeable future, the way things are going to be set up with Collinsville going independent for football. And
Yep.
unless something changes as far as the IHSA trying to set up sectionals or change the postseason around, Be last time for a while, Collinsville sees East Side.
Kahawks lead this one 1-0. 14 and a half minutes left to go. Ball ends up going out of bounds. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. Next thing that the Junior Service Club ladies have coming up, they are selling some ravioli, toasted ravioli. You'll find their booth or their tent on Main Street in Collinsville on the 21st and the 22nd of this month for Italian Fest. Stop on by, say hello, get yourself some toasted raviolis, and if you would like information on that or any of the other events coming up for the Junior Service Club, you can check out the Junior Service Club's Facebook page.
Both teams just volleying the ball around here back and forth. Wyatt will now let it come back to him here and dribble it once or twice and kick it back off.
Yeah, it's been a game of back and forths between both of these teams, and no real good quality scoring chances by either team, really, except for the one that actually went in for Collinsville, and that was actually off of the body of the goalkeeper Frolic and just barely made it in the far side post. That was a little shoved down there by Bryce Gleason. He comes up with the ball, takes the shot, and Tate Wyatt is up to the task. And the score remains 1-0 in favor of Collinsville as we approach 13 minutes left to play here in this first half. Wyatt sends the ball out to midfield and beyond. Off of a couple of heads and then off of the chest and settling it down a little bit, Trey Shibish fires a pass over onto the far side for Trey Simpson. Simpson runs into an Edwardsville Tiger and then allows the Tigers to find the ball and move the ball back up. Here is Bryce Brosho. Brosho moves the ball up, trying to circle it around and trying to get it around Dalen Frecker. He does so, and now we're going to have a tripping call that is going to go against Trey Shibish right at midfield as he tripped up his opposing number 6 in Bryce Glisson.
It's kind of a glancing hit there as they went past each other. Surprisingly, that Shibish got a card called there.
Yellow card for Shibish. Stops the clock, 12:28 left to play here in this first half. Logan Whitehead will go to the bench, as well as Elvis Campos.
It's really only one forward out there for the Kahawks now, with Liljegren up top and moving about 5 guys back here on the back line now.
Liljegren and Pies come back into the game. Edwardsville sends the ball up into their offensive zone. Collinsville has to get some numbers back. They finally do. It's a little 4-on-4 situation, and that ball will just end up being kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in from over near the corner kick area coming up for Edwardsville.
He's got Will Hole, Scott Gass, Trey Simpson, and Pies all back down that back line. Kahawks really tightening up the defense here.
The only forward back here is Liljegren. And he's got 2 defenders for Edwardsville flanking either side of him. So if he gets the ball, he's going to have to get around a couple of guys. Throw-in comes in, and it skirts the end line. And Collinsville comes away with it. And they'll send it up the far side sideline. Liljegren gives it a chase down, couldn't quite get there. And now Edwardsville will reset their offense. With the ball, it is Seth Goodman. He only had it for a second. Now Liljegren will send it on back, and Spencer Vlasic will take over. He'll send the ball on to Scott Gass, who sends it up to midfield. Edwardsville takes over from there. 11 minutes left to play. Here in this first half, there's another opportunity for the Tigers. There's a shot, and oh boy, I tell you what, if Tate Wyatt wasn't tall and didn't have those long arms, that would have been a goal.
Yeah, it worked out for him there. He had everything he needed to get them tall arms up there in the air and save that shot from Doyle.
As he caught that ball on his fingertips, another 6 inches smaller, and that ball goes in. So Collinsville dodges a bullet there. Here comes Donovan Scott Gass bringing the ball upfield, and now at midfield, shoved up by Vlasic. Vlasic was trying to find Frecker, couldn't do it though, just past him, and then the ball goes to Edwardsville, and they tried to bring the ball up and almost succeeded in having a little bit of a breakaway there, but a couple of nice defensive stops, one by Wilhold and one by Covey, kept the ball from doing any further damage, and there was another opportunity for Edwardsville, but Wyatt came out of his goal right about to the goal line of the football end zone to make that save.
Covey on the Kahok's got the first touch on it and sent it right to Miracle of Edwardsville, but he didn't get much on it, and it went to Wyatt for the save.
That ball goes out of bounds. 9:45 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. Luke Liljegren scored early on. Shibish comes back in, and Logan Whitehead comes back in. Now that Collinsville is not down in their defensive zone, Coach Hayes makes a couple of changes and brings back some of the guys who can score some goals. Speaking of the guys who can score some goals, off of the head of Luke Liljegren and up in the air, kicked over onto the far sideline, and Edwardsville will take over from there, and they will bring it on up. Here is Ethan Miracle, and Miracle's ball is just a little bit too much to get the pass onto one of his teammates' legs before Wyatt can pick that up. Tate sends it back out. And Edwardsville and Seth Goodman sends it right back. But there is Pies using his head. Send it right back down into the Collinsville offensive zone, but then Edwardsville takes over, and they will bring the ball up. And again, Wyatt will have to back up. And then he'll wait while the rest of his teammates head back toward midfield. Then he'll pick up the ball because Cooper Nolan was going to come in and make sure that he did. Ball at midfield. Tigers pick it up. Pass that was intended over here for Kaufman ends up going to Collinsville, and the Kahawks will try their luck on offense. Oh, there was a ball off of one of the Edwardsville players, and Liljegren couldn't quite get there before one of the defenders. Nice job, Seth Goodman. He got there just before Luke Liljegren did and prevented Liljegren from shooting into an open net.
Shibish just sent it way up in the box just to see what would happen, and went off the Edwardsville player's head and almost right to the foot of Liljegren. But that was a sticky situation for Edwardsville, and all they could do was clear it out and let Collinsville get this corner now.
Spencer Pies with a throw-in from near where the Kahawks take their corner kicks.
Throw-in.
And I think that's why Pies has so many assists, because those throw-ins have been scored off of a couple of times. That one goes straight out of bounds. Last touched by the Kahawks, so with 7:15 left, Edwardsville will send the ball out. Let's thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering. They are locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahawk alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with all of your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. Located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call at 345-5679 today for your free estimate, and you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Collinsville leads 1-0. First half goal scored by Luke Liljegren as that ball is just shoved out of bounds by Tate Wyatt. And Edwardsville will have a throw-in near sideline about 20 yards away from the goal. They throw it in short, and then Collinsville sends it out. So it'll be another throw-in, but this one deeper upfield. And Edwardsville still putting on some offensive pressure here. About 40 yards away with a nice spin move was A.J. Sullivan. Now over on the far side, Adam Sneed takes care of it and gets it back over to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to get around a defender, and he'll do so with a near sideline pass for Seth Goodman. Goodman, defender, trying to work it up. Instead, he'll send it back to Bryce Brosho. And now up for another offensive try out of the side of the net. And Tate Wyatt has to come out, and he got there right before Cooper Nolan could. And Nolan couldn't even get a shot on goal. That's how quick Wyatt came out to snuff that opportunity.
It was definitely quick on that one there. Beat Nolan to the ball.
Wyatt sends it out to midfield. Whitehead chips it forward for Dalen Frecker. Off of a body and right back to Frecker. Frecker up to Liljegren. Liljegren trying to get it right back from where it came from, but that ball eludes him, and host of Kahawks. It comes up to Liljegren. He tries to give a pass to Logan Whitehead and just could not take a little juice off of that shot, and that one just zooms right past Whitehead.
Kahawks trying some back and forth there, see if it would open anybody up. Quick passes, but Edwardsville clears it out.
That required a little bit of a feather touch on that pass, but instead, Liljegren got a lot on that kick, and it zoomed right past Whitehead. But Collinsville still in control of the ball offensively, but that ball ricochets off of Spencer Vlasic and pops all the way back to midfield, where the Edwardsville Tigers take over. On the far side, Adam Sneed works the ball up and then gets the ball right back. Now he'll send it out to midfield or near midfield, and then that ball is kicked up into the box. Edwardsville tries a shot, rolls right to Tate White, and he makes another easy save.
Will back there also doing the job on defense. Not let Cooper Nolan get much of a shot off.
3 shots on goal according to the scoreboard now for Edwardsville. They were stuck at 1 for a while. Far side of the field is where the action's taking place. Off of a head, back out to midfield. Edwardsville settles it down and brings it up with 3:40 left to play here in this first half. In case you joined us late, we had some technical problems with the audio, so we did not get a chance to do the pregame show. So we're going to bring you the pregame conversation I had with Collinsville head coach Rob Lugie at halftime. I know it'll be a little weird for you to hear a pregame interview at halftime, but I figure it's better than wasting it. Edwardsville trying to move it up, and they had some numbers for a minute, but then a little bit of a poke check, if you will, by Zach Covey kept that ball away from the Edwardsville offense, and that was very timely there by Covey.
Kahawks will try to get this settled down here and get this into halftime. Maybe they can sneak one past Edwardsville and get a 2-goal lead.
Coming up on 2.5 left to play here in this first half. Free kick coming from about 70 yards away from the goal occupied by junior Tyler Frolick. That ball is sent down into the zone, and Luke Liljegren chases it down but couldn't settle the ball down, and it ends up going off of his shin and then out of bounds. So Edwardsville will get a goal kick restart here as Frolick will set the ball down on the outside edge of the box. And he'll send it to midfield. Off of a head of one of the Collinsville players, and trying to settle it down there is Seth Goodman for Edwardsville. He loses it. The ball gets behind him. Collinsville brings it up. Here is Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic shoots it to Liljegren. Liljegren gets around one defender and then gets tripped down inside the box. So we'll see how they're going to play this one.
They're going to give a card to Caden Lieberman, and depending on the spot, Kahawks may get a PK.
Well,
may have been just before he got in the box.
Yeah, they're looking like they're setting it down right about 2 yards just outside of the top of the box. And it'll be a kick coming up here, and Trey Shibish will take it. Clock stop. 1:41 left to go. Wilson checks back into the game for Edwardsville. Trey Simpson checks back in for the Kahawks.
Covey and Shibish will stand back here and be open to see who takes this kick.
I have to wait for the referee to give the okay.
He'll set the wall, make sure they're where they need to be.
And we welcome you back into Edwardsville. We are just underway in the second half. We apologize about all the problems that we're having. Apparently the hotspot has decided that it doesn't want to cooperate anymore. So we are recording this game, and we will download it for you later. So I'm going to apologize to people that were watching it live, even though none of them can hear me right now or see me. I don't know. I wish they could find out a way to work these hot spots different. You know, I had a half a gigabyte left. I knew I needed more, but I forgot to monitor it before it hit 0 and load up the other card. What I would like for them to be able to do is once my old card hits 0 and I already have a new card loaded up and ready to go, why can't the new one kick in instead of me having to go online and kick it in? And there, speaking of kicking it in, is the tying goal right off the bat here in the second half as Cooper Nolan does what his team could not do in the first half, and that's score a goal.
Just got past the diving trait with Tate Wyatt there. Minute and 1 seconds into this second half. Edwardsville evens it up.
These two teams have not gone into a regular season tie since a 1-1 game back in 2009 and another 1-1 game back in 2001. So they go about 8 years in between ties, these two schools do.
And they're overdue.
Yeah. I guess you can look at it that way.
It says something about no data service available.
I don't know.
So is the service down?
I don't have a clue.
Edwardsville looking for another chance. This shot goes to Wyatt's left, or Wyatt's right.
Well, look at it this way. I'll have 5 gigabytes of memory left when I have to do the O'Fallon game Friday, and just in case their Wi-Fi doesn't work in their booth. It's another reason why I really don't like going on the road. I mean, I know nobody wants me to see me do nothing but home games for all the sports. And I, try to throw the road games on there as much as I can. But there's a reason why I don't, because the Wi-Fi at Collinsville is usually pretty good and pretty reliable. But everywhere else you go, it's a little shaky. Yeah, speaking of shaky. And it's the Edwardsville-Bermuda Triangle. Every time we come to Edwardsville to do a game, something goes wrong. Edwardsville has tied this game up 1-1. Collinsville trying to get back out front, but right now Edwardsville is controlling things down in the offensive zone. Play at midfield, and while the play's at midfield, let's go ahead and thank the city of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in Collinsville. Of course, the big one coming up, that would be Italian Fest. They also have Tunes at Bloom. The concert series got underway last Wednesday with the Twilight Band, and they'll continue tomorrow with the Hangouts. And that is from 7 to 9 o'clock at the Bloom House in Collinsville. For information on that or any other event coming up in Collinsville, you can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page. And as always, the City of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all of the district athletes good luck this sports season. Yeah, I didn't want to just reboot the whole entire system again, because I know if I did that, it would probably work. But that means we would be up here a little bit longer. Play on the far side of the field. 1-1 game. 36:00 left to go here in this second half. And Collinsville looking to shake off that goal 1 minute and 1 second into this second half as the Kahawks get the ball up in the offensive zone, but chasing it down there was the Edwardsville defender right before a streaking Trey Simpson could get there. So the Edwardsville Tigers come away with it. Popped up right at midfield. And now Logan Whitehead comes up with it. In the middle to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren tried to pop it in the box for Trey Simpson, and now we're going to have they call that a handball? A handball about 5 yards from the top of the box.
And the ref pulls out a card here. And they're going to send Tappan off. The Cats will have a heck of a chance. 25 yards out, the top of the box.
And once again, it's Covey and Shibish who will be out there ready to take this. So straight in front of the goal, a three-man wall stands in front of Shibish and Coffey. Shot on the way and off of the wall. Into the corner. Comes back out for Shibish and off of the back of one of the Edwardsville players and then out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw in all the way down in the corner here.
Pies will take this.
Near where they take the corner kick. Pies will take it. And he'll throw it in. Scooped up by Froelich. And he'll wait for everybody to move down to midfield, and then he'll send this one down.
Edwards with some passes here, and Covey steals it away.
Now Edwardsville
briefly
pokes it back, and they'll try to bring it up for an offensive try. That was a nice job there by Donovan Scott Gass to keep that ball from going into the offensive zone. And off of the head of Trey Simpson, and Edwardsville will pop the ball right here into the stands.
Sends it a long way, and they better get that ball back in because
we seem to.
There's any others.
Yeah, we seem to not have any extra soccer balls here to play with. Trey Shibish ready to send it back in. Wants to thank All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options. They walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees right across the street from Kahok Stadium, online, allprotees.com, or call 344-2200. That ball gets past Spencer Pies, and now a ball that will go right in front of Tate Wyatt and then out the other way. Collinsville will get the ball back, but it'll be a long way to go from the corner kick area down to the north side of the field here. Edwardsville will send it back into their defense. All the way over on the far side, Lieberman sends it. Now Collinsville will come away with it. They'll have a chance if they can get there. Liljegren with a head of steam trying to chase that ball down, and it's going to be pushed out of bounds by Edwardsville over on the far side sideline, and it'll be a throw-in from over there. Luke Liljegren did everything he could to catch up with that ball before Edwardsville could, but both of them arrived at the same time.
In the game for Collinsville, number 25, Salvador Gaspar.
Salvador Gaspar comes back into the game. Spencer Pies with another throw-in, this one from the far side corner. It's on the way. High, short, and Froelich jumps up and snags it.
This one goes off the head of Nolan and rolls all the way back to Wyatt.
Yeah, it did.
On the other side of the field.
Yeah, Wyatt's going to send it up to Shibish. Shibish sending it up to Logan Whitehead. Back to Logan Whitehead from Donovan Scott Gass. And then out of bounds, last touched by Edwardsville. So Collinsville with another throw-in opportunity here. And Pies will not. Yes, he will. Nope, it's going to be Shibish with the throw-in. He does so. Donovan Scott Gass couldn't get there in time to use his head to get that one down. And now Edwardsville will break the ball up. Oh, that was a nice defensive play there by Zach Covey. Covey puts on a spin move right at midfield. Sends the ball up. And off of the heel of one of the Edwardsville players while that Edwardsville player was on the run. Now into the box. Logan Whitehead shoots. And the ball never did leave the ground. Whitehead got a little bit of the top of that ball, and it stayed low, and Frolic made an easy save.
Covey with the defensive stop there and just kept the ball going forward towards the Kahok's goal. Now here comes Edwardsville the other way.
Edwardsville trying to bring it back the other way and put on another scoring opportunity. Ethan Miracle with the ball on the far side, trying to get around Spencer Pies. Pies had no part of it. Ball goes bouncing in. Tate Wyatt will pick it up. And he'll wait as everybody moves on back down for another goal kick restart. Ball pops up into the air.
And now it works.
Yeah. If I wouldn't have accidentally hit disconnect. Yep. After all that, now we're not a clue what that could be.
It's happened before here. It's unknown.
We are on. Why isn't my box turning green? Play taking place over on the far side.
Got Gas fighting for it here. Now Edwardsville.
Well, Logan Whitehead couldn't quite get there in time, and now he will, as Whitehead will turn the corner and bring it back up off of his back. And the other way we go. That one's going to be a bouncer that's going to go into Tate Whitehead, or Tate Wyatt, excuse me. I combined two players there with different names.
We're a little scrambled now.
Yeah, I
Things
know.
are working right maybe, and we'll finish this game off the right way.
At any rate, it'll be on later. It'll be the recorded version, which will take a couple of hours to download. But here is Luke Liljegren, who had the game's first goal. He puts a shot right through the football uprights. That should be good enough for 3 points, right? Collinsville has a 4-1 lead. No, doesn't work like that?
Karamet off the flagpole?
I think that too, yeah, because the flagpole is right in the middle of the uprights down there at the south end of the field. That ball comes all the way back out to midfield. Will hold. I think that accidentally hit him in the arm.
It rolls off his arm. It'll be a handball, and Edwards will get this kick at center field.
1-1 our score. Luke Liljegren scored about 4 minutes into the first half. And then Cooper Nolan scored for Edwardsville 1 minute and 1 second into the start of the second half. That's where we are right now, folks. Tied 1-1, 27-25 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville and Edwardsville, two Southwestern Conference rivals. And Edwardsville has had the better of the Kahawks over the last 19 years or so, but Collinsville has had the last laugh in the postseason the last 2 years, beating Granite City in the regional championship game 2 years ago, or beating Edwardsville at Granite City in the regional championship game 2 years ago, and then beating Edwardsville in the Rock Island Super Sectional last year.
So not only the conference matchup, the team's also playing for possibly postseason seedings later on.
Collinsville, of course, 7-0-1 on the year, have not suffered a loss yet. The only blemish is a 4-4 tie, if you can call it a blemish. Playing at Webster Groves against the Statesmen, you'll take a 4-4 tie on the road at one of the St. Louis powerhouse schools. Edwardsville, they've already lost a couple. They're 3-2-1 on the season. But playing like gangbusters here tonight. 26-10 left to play here in this second half as Frolic sends the ball out. Edwardsville and their defense trying to work the ball upfield, and it'll be Collinsville's turn to throw it in over on the far sideline as that ball goes out of bounds. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's new website, CollinsvilleCEA.org. So I didn't get a chance to play the pregame interview and the pregame show because we didn't have one. And then I promised I was going to play it in the halftime show, but that's when we realized we weren't even on the air anymore. So I didn't get a chance to do any of that. So I have a pre-recorded interview with Coach Rob Lugie that no one will ever hear. Ball gets shot all the way down, and trying to give it chase is Salvador Gaspar, but he's not going to get there.
You can play 2 next time.
Sure. We have that CBC makeup game coming up Monday. Which I think that means we're going to have a busy week next week.
That'll be a big game.
Oh, yeah.
2 and 3 ranked teams in the St. Louis area.
Yeah, because we already had no, we won't. Because I have a volleyball game scheduled for next Tuesday. Thought I had maybe a soccer game on Thursday, but I don't. I have nothing on Thursday of next week, so that means Monday we'll have soccer, Tuesday we'll have volleyball, and then Friday we'll have football. So that kind of worked out okay. I try to keep it at about 3 games a week just to keep the missus happy.
Soccer team will head to that Rockwood Summit tournament at the end of next week, Thursday through Saturday.
And they play Althoff this Thursday in a game that was also rescheduled. 24 minutes left to play here in this.
A lot of games coming up.
Yeah. Second half, 1-1 game. Here is Donovan Scott Gass. He'll move the ball up. And a little bit of a trip there against Dalen Frecker, and I was wondering if they were going to call it. That whistle happened about 10 seconds after the contact.
Frecker and Bond came together, and Bond tried to hold up, but Kahok's get the call.
So another free kick coming up. This one's going to be about 35 yards from in front of the goal. Occupied by Frolic.
Shivish will just stand here, and Coffee will go back into the coverage with everybody else.
Ooh, off of a head as Frolic came out front and was in midair, thinking he was going to catch that ball. Now it's picked off. Another nice defensive play there by Zach Covey. And Covey uses his back there. That was I didn't really mean to use my back, but it worked out anyway. Here is Liljegren, and again, he can't get it in. And they want to call as he ran into the goalkeeper Frolic, but no call there. Liljegren was going for ball all the way. Last time that worked out in Liljegren's favor. This time it did not.
And they got that call as Camden Fry sent that in, and Liljegren a step ahead.
So Edwardsville dodges a bullet there as they go back to work. 22-20 left to play here in this second half. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's thank Chapman Trucking LLC. Chapman Trucking LLC is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more, including getting your heavy equipment where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate, Chapman Trucking LLC. That number is 618-960-9346 or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. Edwardsville trying to move the ball up. And they do so on the foot of A.J. Sullivan. And Sullivan's ball gets picked off, and Collinsville moves the ball forward. Here is Luke Liljegren. He has to wait for some help to come up, and he gets it in the form of Logan Whitehead. Logan Whitehead sends the ball up over on the far sideline. Gaspar trying to chase it down, but the defense for Edwardsville gets there first. And the goalkeeper, Frolic, sends it all the way back down to midfield. And back down to the other end of the field we go. But Zach Covey comes away with it, circles, sends it up that far sideline. Liljegren now leaves it for Whitehead. Whitehead trying to get it past one of the defenders and not going to be able to do that, as Camden Fry couldn't quite catch up with that ball before Frolic came out of goal to make the stop. Now Frolic sends the ball out to midfield. Covey pops it in the air. Edwardsville trying to keep it in the offensive zone, but a little overstep there by Spencer Pies will allow Edwardsville to regroup, reset their offense. Here's a big shot that goes through the football uprights and out of bounds. So we'll move everybody back down to midfield as Tate Wyatt is ready to send this ball back into play.
Hit the halfway mark of this second half.
20 down, 20 to go. 1-1 game, so we may not be done after these 20 minutes go by. Edwardsville with the ball. Andrew Mills shoots the ball up and then off of a body and bounces right to Tate Wyatt. Wyatt sends the ball out well past midfield. Logan Whitehead. At the same time, Shane Greathouse jumped up. And now a whistle on the play. I believe that was Caden Lieberman, actually.
Lieberman and Liljegren get tangled up. Liljegren gets called for the foul. Here comes Edwardsville the other way.
Bryce Gleason brings the ball up over on the far sideline, leaves it for a teammate. And then they try to shoot it into the box. They do. Will Holt is there to block that out, and then he'll send it up the far sideline where it'll go out of bounds. Edwardsville will throw it back in from there. And A.J. Sullivan will leave it over here to this side for Andrew Mills. Back to Sullivan. Sullivan in the middle. We'll send it back into the defense. And the defense will work on bringing that ball upfield. Edwardsville just wasting time on the clock right now, keeping the play right at midfield. Here is Tate Wyatt, who scoops up a easy ball rolling right toward him. And then he will send it back out. Liljegren gets called. Ran right into the back of A.J. Sullivan, right at midfield.
Sullivan went low for that header there, and yeah, got plowed in the back there by Liljegren.
Caden Lieberman back, but he's going to go ahead and give way for A.J. Sullivan to put this ball back into play. Right at midfield, on the way. And over everyone's head, that ball will go out of bounds. Collinsville will get another goal kick restart here with 17:45 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville gets a goal in the first half. Edwardsville answers 1 minute and 1 second after the second half begins. That's where we are right now. 1-1 is our score.
Pretty even game so far. Shots are even, scores even.
And here is Edwardsville with an opportunity, but there once again is Zach Covey and using his body to block that ball from getting anywhere close to Tate Wyatt. Covey's had a pretty good defensive game out there tonight.
Yeah, he's on that defensive back there in the middle there, and maybe they moved him over a bit.
Wow, and that was another nice play by Covey. He slid down and kind of scissored that ball, kept Edwardsville from getting to it. Liljegren, he flies it up the near side. Logan Whitehead trying to get there to salvage a scoring opportunity, but instead Edwardsville's defense gets there first. And now Gaspar tries to send it up, but he can't. Circling is Liljegren. Liljegren going to get pushed around from behind a little bit, but no call, and Liljegren's shot stays low to the ground, and Frolic is there to scoop it up for the save.
Liljegren stayed loose there, moving around there, and then Gaspar got the ball back to him, but the shot goes right to the goalie.
Play at midfield. Donovan Scott Gass moves it up to Liljegren, who finds Pies, and then Logan Whitehead takes a slide into second base. He was safe, but the ball got away. And Tigers almost had a little bit of a breakaway there. Here is Luke Liljegren. He banks it off of the body of Bryce Brosho, but that ball did not travel very far. And now a little tugging of some jerseys going on out there, but no whistle. Edwardsville with an opportunity on offense, and that play is offside.
Offside's there. They try to kick it out to that far corner. Player couldn't stay on side before the pass went to him.
So Tate Wyatt will send the ball out for one of his defenders to take over. Let's thank Pack Mail. They are locally owned and operated. Mr. Ryan Combs handles that responsibility over there at Pack Mail. They can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials as well as shipping containers. They also have private mailboxes as well as climate-controlled self-storage. And there's a goal on the far side by Ethan Miracle to break the tie.
Yeah, pass found Miracle there. No one on the defense of the Kahawks had him except Pies, who was a half a step behind, and Miracle has that good shot, and he gets it to Wyatt's left and finds that far side of the goal. And then the whole team posed for a picture.
Did they now?
Yep.
Let's finish up my thought on Pack Mail. You can visit them at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com, or you can call 346-4884.
So now Collinsville's got some work to do here. Got just over 14 minutes to get this tying goal back.
And they will try so right now. Here's Liljegren over to Scott Gass. Scott Gass gets the ball right back from Spencer Vlasic. He puts the ball up at the top of the circle. That was a nice feed there from Trey Shibbich to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren trying to find Logan Whitehead. Whitehead pops a shot, and it just goes over the goal and out of the other side.
Hawks battled back to get that tie with Webster Groves trailing that game, and the other game I think they trailed in was a Triad game.
Lots of time left.
They haven't been down much here the early part of this season. Goes off a bunch of heads here, and now Glisson for Edwardsville finds the ball with Covey on him.
Oh, nice save by Tate Wyatt.
But the rebound
goes in, and all of a sudden Edwardsville has broken this game wide open.
Cooper Nolan found the rebound. You said it, Tate Wyatt did get the good save, but the Cooper Nolan found the rebound and puts it in the net, and Edwardsville with the 2-goal lead here in a matter of a minute and a half.
13:43 left in the second, right after Miracle scored with 15:05 left in the second half. And just like that, it's 3-1, and Cooper Nolan has 2 goals in this game.
The hole gets deeper now, and Kahawks really have to go to work.
Yes, they do. Here is Donovan Scott Gass. Shoots the ball over. Comes back out to midfield. And again, Edwardsville will come up, and here is Bryce Gleason, and Gleason is taken down from behind. No call on the play. That was just good soccer play right there by both Edwardsville and Collinsville. Liljegren comes away with the ball, and now we'll have a whistle. As that ball will come back to the midfield circle. And Collinsville will get the free kick from there.
So just 2 conference games remaining after this one. They come towards the end of the year. This would really hurt to win the conference here if the Kahawks lose this one.
Ball pops up in the air, and Frolic went down on the ground, and then they blew a whistle as he was hit by a body.
Taken down. And there may be a card in Trey Simpson's future on that hit on Froelich.
Now they're going to call Trey Simpson and Luke Liljegren over. Talk to 2 players from each team. Clock stopped, 12:26 left to play. Here in this second half, while we have a moment, let's go ahead and thank Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or your business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 344-2800. On the Missouri side, 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside. So the Kahawks trail now by 2 with 11:50 left to play here in this second half, and the Tigers are still looking for more offense. Collinsville intercepts that ball. Luke Liljegren brings it back up. Liljegren still with a head of steam. Brings it up, and a pass that's just a little bit too hard and too far in front of Trey Simpson, and Froelich scoops that one up. Froelich sends it down. Collinsville has some work to do unless they want to suffer their first loss of the year. No one really thought that they were going to get through this whole season without a loss, though, right?
No, it's been very difficult to do. Lots of tough games on the schedule. This is one of them, and if it goes down that way.
Altoff the next game, and then after that, CBC. So a couple of tough games coming up, beginning with this one right here tonight. Whistle on the play. Free kick from midfield for Edwardsville, and popped out of there volleyball style by Tate Wyatt. And now a whistle against Edwardsville, and Collinsville will get a free kick, but it'll be about 90 yards away from the goal that is right behind junior Tyler Froelich. And that ball almost made it down to him on the fly. That's how good that one was kicked. But Logan Whitehead used his head and sent it over to the far side. Liljegren trying to chase it down, but the Edwardsville defense is up to the task as we have 10 minutes left here in the second half of a 3-1 lead by the Edwardsville Tigers.
Off Simpson out of bounds here, and Edwards will throw it in right in front of us here.
Kenny Bond throws the ball in for the Tigers. And on the run, Bryce Brosho. He sends it up to the far side sideline. That is where, I believe, that is Ethan Miracle over there. He has a goal. Cooper Nolan has 2 for Edwardsville. Both of his have come here in the second half. Edwardsville's all 3 of their goals just came in the second half. After Collinsville scored the only first half goal. Luke Liljegren did that about 3 minutes and 45 seconds in. Dalen Frecker checks back into the game, and to the bench goes Trey Simpson for a little liquid refreshment. And now Logan Whitehead with the ball on the far side. He puts on a spin move and then loses his feet as Collinsville sends the ball back down. Edwardsville's defense at midfield trying to take over, but Collinsville does instead. Here's Logan Whitehead. Moves it up to Donovan Scott Gass. Donovan Scott Gass, moves the ball over to Spencer Vlasic. He finds Frecker, and then Frecker banks it off of a body and out of bounds.
Edwardsville will continue to sub. Milk time off the clock with the subs here as much as possible.
As Glisson checks back into the game, he'll take the place of Cooper Nolan, who has 2 goals. I thought that banked out of bounds off of one of the Edwardsville players. Edwardsville's ready to throw it in. The referee says, no, white ball. So Spencer Vlasic will throw it in with 7:45 left to play here in this second half. He threw that right onto the leg of one of the Edwardsville defenders. Wilhold will have to go back. He sends the ball over on the far side, but it didn't quite get there. And on the run is Glisson, and Tate Wyatt comes out and takes that ball right before Glisson could get a shot off. That was a little bit of a lackadaisical defensive play for the Collinsville defenders, if you will. The ball wasn't struck hard enough to make it to the intended target. And then the Collinsville defenders had to play catch up. And Bryce Glisson almost made him pay.
It's almost what set up Edwardsville's third goal. Glisson's aggressiveness worked out for him to get that third goal earlier.
Now Wyatt will send the ball out. To Frecker, right underneath our location in front of the Edwardsville cheerleading section. That ball gets shoved out of bounds, and Collinsville will take over possession. Spencer Vlasic ready to throw it in, but now time becoming a factor. 6:40 left to play here in this second half. Here is Donovan Scott Gass, moves the ball up to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren puts on a nice move to get around one defender, but forgot to take the ball with him as he is being chased down from behind by Kaufman. And now a whistle will stop the action, as Edwardsville will get a free kick from midfield. Well, there's a giveaway right there. Here comes Logan Whitehead. Whitehead waiting for someone to help, and he will just bend a shot toward the goal. That was going to go wide. It bent a little back in toward Frolic, but really Whitehead had no help. Everybody wearing a white jersey with the purple numbers on it was about 30 yards behind him.
Try to just get any shot he could, make the most out of it, and see if he can get a little bender towards the goal. And Frolic, it went wide.
Here is Liljegren. Collinsville looking to work it back up for some offense to Frecker. Frecker to Donovan Scott Gass. Gass has to bump off of a player, and a little bit of a battle going on there with Donovan and one of the defenders. I believe that is Kenny Bond. It is. And Fry will check back into the game. 5 minutes left to play here in this second half. Bond ready to throw the ball back in.
Number 14, Jacob Doyle.
Jacob Doyle checks back in for Edwardsville as well. And the ball stays in bounds. No, it went out of bounds. That was a nice try there by Doyle, trying that little scissor kick just to keep the ball in bounds. Vlasic will throw the ball in. He will do so to the middle of the field, and Trey Shibish. Shibish pops the ball up over on the other side for Gaspar, and it's off of his back, and it rolls into the corner, and Frolic comes and picks it up before anyone wearing purple and white can get there. Approaching 4 minutes left to play here in this second half. Collinsville needs one. They need one now if they want to have a chance to tie this thing up. Got to have number 2 before you can worry about getting the game-tying goal. Here is Donovan Scott Gass. That ball gets by him and then all the way back to Tate Wyatt. Wyatt, he'll send it over onto the far side now for Zach Covey. Over to this side for Vlasic. Now Doyle sends it into the box, and Collinsville will send it right back out. Ball on the ground. In the middle of the field. Brosho for Edwardsville comes up with it. Now back over to this side for Doyle. Doyle will send one toward the goal, but it'll be through the football uprights. Out of bounds as we approach 3 minutes left to play here in this second half.
In the game for the Tigers, number 26, A.J. Sullivan.
Wyatt sends the ball out. And play taking place at midfield. Brennan Weller loses control of the ball, and Collinsville's defense will come back and just kind of tip it out to their goalkeeper, Wyatt. Now over to this side, Frecker will keep the ball from going out of bounds, but then Kenny Bond chipped it right off of his shins and out of bounds, so Collinsville will have a throw in up to Logan Whitehead. Whitehead turns, circles, looks for somebody to pass it to, and has the ball stolen off of his foot by Jacob Doyle. Edwardsville moves the ball upfield. Here is Brosho. He'll send it on back to Bond, who will send it on over to the far side for Tyler Teppen. Now the ball pushed up into the center court or center field area. Midfield. Can't call it center field because that's like a position in baseball. Up the near sideline, Ethan Wilhold will get it, and then he will send it across the end line.
Yeah, and he kicked it right out of the end line here.
Yeah.
Edwardsville's going to get this corner kick.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. 90 seconds left to play.
Yeah, he had more outs than that. And
Yeah.
In the game for the Tigers, number 8, Kurt Wright.
So a corner kick coming up here for Edwardsville during the waning moments of this second half, with the Tigers already up by 2. Okay.
Edwardsville just had problems kicking it in. And
Referee said you took too long. We're going to give the ball back to Collinsville.
yeah.
Well, we're approaching the final 50 seconds, so barring some kind of a miracle where Collinsville can score 2 goals, this game is going to end up being the Kahawks' first loss of the year. They will drop to 7-1-1, while the Edwardsville Tigers will move to 4-2-1.
Go back, watch some tape, see what went wrong here, and work on it in the upcoming training sessions they'll have, and maybe we'll see Edwardsville come postseason time.
Well, you know that coaches just hate when you score a goal 1 minute into a game or the second half. Because usually, 9 times out of 10, that means somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be because it's just the first minute.
Yeah, usually teams are just filling each other out there
Yeah.
still in the first minutes of both halves, and
Sometimes
skate that goal up.
Sometimes that feeling out process will turn into a goal. I was just a few seconds off on my clock because he stopped it twice over the last couple of minutes. But time is going to expire, and this game is over as the Edwardsville Tigers hand the Collinsville Kahawks their first defeat of the year. It is a 3-1 setback as we now welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works post-game show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. Visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Call 343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
I'm my team's #1 fan. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get protection plus unique extras. Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations in Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network as the Collinsville Kahawks drop their first game of the year and fall to 7-1-1 after a 3-1 defeat against the Edwardsville Tigers. And joining us now on the post-game program is Jeff Hayes, the assistant coach for the varsity team and the head coach of the junior varsity team. Well, Coach, you knew it was going to happen. You can't go through a whole season without at least one loss, right?
Nope. You'd like to win them all, and you look at the schedule and think you can, but understand that you're going to have some games where you're just outplayed, and that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, Luke Liljegren's first goal, I thought that was it was probably pretty much more luck than anything.
Yeah. It was a nice ball played in, and I guess I don't know if the back misjudged it, but Luke made a good run, and he's put in some quality finishes, and that's another one for him this season.
Yeah, I thought that during the first half, Tate Wyatt made some great saves, and I was commenting on, boy, he's got those long legs and he's got those long arms, and he needed every bit of those arms to get a couple of those balls. And if he would have been just 6 inches shorter, this game was probably a a little bit more lopsided than 3-1.
Yeah, he definitely kept us in it. I think Zach Covey did a fantastic job.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about him, yeah.
They were putting us under a lot of pressure early. We did a lot of chasing tonight, and I think you could tell as the game went on we were tired, and they continued to put pressure on us. They were making really good runs into the backfield and connecting, but Tate did a fantastic job again. Covey did a great job at center back. He really helps calm things down back there, and he can play anywhere on the field, but for us at center back, he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, he made a number of plays. I called his name and number a bunch of times during this broadcast, so yeah. And the 3 unanswered goals in the second half, especially the first one, you're 1 minute and 1 second in. Sometimes you get caught asleep and you get caught watching, and I think that's what happened on that first goal.
Yeah, I'd agree. You're trying to get back into a groove, and all of a sudden they're in on you, and quality finish by them. So they made a lot of those runs tonight, and we just didn't have an answer for it. So I would say that they outplayed us, and there's a lot that we can take from this game, though. I think it exposed several areas of our game where we're a little weak. So as long as we pinpoint those and the guys are willing to learn from it, it could be a plus for us down the road.
And the JV team took it tonight too, 2-0.
Yeah, we lost, but I was happy with the way we played. We were kind of holding on to the ball a little bit more than we had been in previous games. We got a few good chances in on goal, just weren't able to finish. That's been a problem for us this year. But Edwardsville, we went into a 3-4-3 those last 7-8 minutes, and they countered that late one. So, probably closer than a 2-0 score would definitely make you think.
Schedule reshuffling going on means you guys have a game coming up against Althoff next, correct?
Actually, I believe the Thursday game has been canceled due to some cancellations that they had.
That's right. They've rescheduled that one as well.
Yeah, they've rescheduled that. And then JV plays in the Highland tournament this weekend, and varsity will play Alton Marquette, and I just got an opportunity to watch them. They're number 1 in St. Louis right now, and I saw them play against Granite City last night, and they're a pretty darn good team. So we'll see how we respond. Are we going to step up or just kind of come out flat against another good opponent?
Well, no game Thursday means you got some more practice time, right?
Yeah, more practice time.
Sure the kids love that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to be running them, but we've got a lot to cover.
All right. Thanks for the visit, Coach. We'll talk to you next week. I think Monday, CBC is when we have next.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you. As head coach Jeff Hayes of the junior varsity team, assistant of the varsity squad, and we will take a final break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. We'll come back and wrap things up in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com. And we welcome you back in. We will wrap things up here in the Chiropractic Works post-game show. Your final score, 3-1. Luke Liljegren scored the first goal of the game, 36-12 mark of the first half. And then the remainder of the 36 minutes and 12 seconds went scoreless, so Collinsville had a 1-0 lead at the end of one half, but then 1 minute and 1 second into the second half, Cooper Nolan scores to make it 1-1, and then we stayed that way for quite a long time before Ethan Miracle scored with 15:05 left to play in the second half, and then just about a minute and 15 seconds later, Cooper Nolan scored again to give Collinsville that first loss of the year at the hands of the Edwardsville Tigers. Final score was 3-1. Big thanks to everybody involved. Coach Hayes in the postgame show. Yes, Coach Lugie did talk to me in the pregame show, but no one's ever going to hear that because we didn't get a chance to play it in the pregame show or at halftime. So I do apologize for any and all of that stuff, folks. And, you know, in this business, when you rely on the internet and little gadgets, things like that are going to happen. We are off tomorrow. We're back at it on Thursday. We have girls volleyball action coming up for you at home on Thursday against Belleville East before we are back on the road Friday for football action from O'Fallon. For Chris Kettler, I'm Todd Duke, and until Thursday night, everyone have a fantastic evening.